All set? Okay. Call this meeting of the Board of Public Works and Utilities in session, 9 a.m. Tuesday, February 3rd, 2026. Roll call, please.
Good morning. Thank you, Mr. Vice President. 3 of our members are with us this morning in the council chambers, which is a quorum. Andy Jones,
Present.
Andrew Kreider,
Present. Present.
Jeff Schaefer.
Present.
Thank you. We have one member that's absent at roll call, Rose Rivera, and also Mike Macklin is absent today. Thank you, Board.
Thanks, Nancy. I may have a motion to approve the agenda.
So moved. Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion's approved for the agenda. Roll call? No? All in favor?
I think she should say it for you.
Yeah, okay. We're going to open bids. This is bid for street materials 26-03.
Would you like to read the proof of publication into the record?
Mr. Vice President, I do have a proof of publication published in the Elkhart Truth on January 17th and January 24th for bid number 25-03. 2603, I apologize, yes. Also for bid number 2604 and bid number 2605. And Mr. Vice President, normally with the street materials, we just read the name of the bidder and what they bid on, rather than trying to go through the process.
I'm sorry, what?
Normally with the street materials, we just read the name of the bidder and the items they bid on.
Okay. And the bid summary sheet showed that they bid everything?
Yep,
Okay.
yep.
Looks like C&E Excavating is the first. Their bid was $275,485.
Which ones are we opening?
2603.
Can I look? at
That's what this is.
Because there should,
Oh, this one is 05.
yeah, because there shouldn't be prices on street materials.
Okay.
Yeah, since you got them going, let's go back and say this is.
So
Yeah, but the one in your hand is 2605.
So it was wrongly.
Yeah, for instance.
Well, we'll back up and do that one at the end.
We'll just go out of order. Go ahead and open 2605.
No, this was 2605.
This is.
Yeah.
So the
So-
whole thing. Okay.
C&E Excavating.
So we're just doing reverse then? Is that what you?
Yeah, we'll just start with
That-
2605 since you've got them and they're opened. Would you read that total again for C&E Excavating? for
It's,
me?
sure. $275,485.00.
Okay, thank you.
You bet.
Let's do the 2605.
This is 03.
Yeah, that's a street material. They're kind of out of order.
So that's the only one we've seen for a 5, right?
Yes, correct.
This isn't on me.
That's the only one we got for a 5. Unless you have any.
This is street. This is street. Hold on. Make sure we're right here. This is 03, that's street. I'm gonna do them again. Oh, these guys. Here's 05. This is 05. This is 05. And then it's 05.
Okay, tell me. Do you want to give me the 03s?
Yeah, let's get you.
Yeah,
All right.
So you'll take.
I'll do the 03s. Okay,
Check. I know we have 04s.
okay.
Good morning. I think it's scrambled.
It happens.
False. This is 03.
Okay.
This is 03. This is 03.
Okay, the next bid that we have is from Premium Concrete. Their bid is
Out of there.
$218,560.00. It's $218,560.00.
Thank you. Okay, we're good.
Next is from Reith Riley Construction. Their bid is $290,216.00. Right.
Right.
Yep, we're looking now. We're on track now. Here's another one. Selge Construction has submitted a bid of $273,845.00.
Yeah, that's, I know, threes.
Let's see who this is from. Next one is from TX Concrete LLC. Their bid is $199,900 and no cents. Like, I'll entertain a motion to assign these to staff
So
for
moved.
consideration and return to the board
So
the
moved.
recommendation at a later date. I have a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Motion seconded. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Passes.
Mr. Vice President, note for the record, Rose Rivera is in attendance.
Thank you.
Yeah, so
And that would go to
2503, correct.
25.
And now we're back on track. Well, this is bid 2603.
Yep.
And this one, we're not including a price, correct? Just the bidder? Okay, yeah, that is here. This first one is from SiteWorks Services LLC. I'm going to have Jeff look at this because he'll know where it would be in here.
It's just what they check on the certified bid summary form items right there on the top.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Looks like they're bidding items 1 through 9. This bidder too has a bid summary form and they're submitting a bid for items 1 through 9 as well. It's C&E Excavating. This bid is for items 14 and 15 only, and it's Ozinga Ready Mix. Have another bid here for items 1 through 13 from Reith Riley Construction. This bid is for items 16 through 18 only, and it's Ennis Flint Incorporated.
I think that's all, sir.
All right, that's all. All right, may I have a motion to assign these to staff?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
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 Next is 2604. On-call street and drainage construction services. Looks like this bid is for all the items, 1 through 9. It's from Premium Concrete Services. This bid is for items 3 through 7. It's from, who is it from? Brian Sloat.
That's
From
from
Senior
Senior
Excavating.
Excavating. Yeah. That's all.
That's all? Okay, I'll entertain a motion then to assign these to staff.
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Let's move on to the minutes. Everybody had the opportunity to review the minutes for the meeting from January 20th, 2026. If
I would-
so, I'll entertain a motion to approve.
Make a motion that we approve the minutes as presented.
A second?
Motion made and seconded. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Let's move on to the claims docket. Christie, do you have anything? Or Erin, she's back. All right.
I move that we approve the claims and allowance docket in the amount of $4,086,838.10, consisting of 27 pages printed on January 27th, 2026 at 9:59 a.m.
You have a second?
Second.
Motion moved and seconded. All right, Erin.
Good morning, Erin Coons, Deputy Controller. Our most notable is our Tolson Center lease payment for January for $350,000. Other than that, it's pretty standard.
Does anybody have any questions, comments? Seeing none. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes.
Mr. Chair, I move that we ratify partial payment request SRF number 81 of SRF loan WW221-62005 in the amount of $405 to American Structure Point from the allocated SRF loan for professional services on the Oakland Avenue Project C Harrison Street Design.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Any questions, comments?
Yeah, Jason Semnick, project manager. These first four are just for partial payments for monthly bills from the design engineers on Project C and Project D, just ongoing work that we're having them do during the projects.
Thank you. Anything else? Okay, vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Second? Yeah. The motion passes.
Okay, Mr. Chair, I move that we ratify partial payment request SRF number 82 of SRF loan WW221-62005 in the amount of $2,146 to American Structure Point from the allocated SRF loan for professional services on the Oakland Avenue Project C Harrison Street Design.
Second.
Motion and a second? Is there anything else? No? All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes.
Mr. Chair, I move that we ratify partial payment request SRF number 80 of SRF loan WW221-62005 in the amount of $28,400 to DLZ from the allocated SRF loan for professional services on the Oakland Avenue Project D CSO 6 and 7 connection design.
May I have a second?
Second.
Jason, anything?
That's, no, I mean, this is just the monthly payment to BLZ on this.
Okay. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. Motion passes.
Mr. Chair, I move that we ratify partial payment request SRF number 83 of SRF loan WW221620005 in the amount of $1,420 to DLZ from the allocated SRF loan for professional services on the Oakland Avenue Project D CSO 6 and 7 connection design.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Looks like the same thing.
Mhm.
All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes.
Mr. Chair, I move that we ratify partial payment request number 11 in the amount of $1,309,980 to Selge Construction from SRF loan WW182620004 for construction on the Oakland Project B, Oakland CSO Tank Division 1 project.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Very good.
So this is for the work done out at Project B in December, which had a lot of roadway work, asphalt, concrete, and then plus they had a couple of wall pours during the process, which that's why it's a $1 million app.
Anybody have anything else?
Jason, can you just remind everybody when this project wraps up? It's planned to wrap up?
The project will wrap up this year, probably about November. So in order to get to that point, we're going to have to do some work in Oakland. The Oakland work north of the underpass the road will be closing in March. And then it will be opened back up in time for us to close the underpass itself in July. So,
Thanks.
So when are we going to be able to get all the way from Benham to Napanee Street on that path?
you can continue to do that until July.
Until July.
Basically, yes. The Indiana will stay open, the underpass will be open, and make it all the way down to Napanee,
So
no
it'll just be
problem.
that point. Okay.
But then, in July, we'll have to shut down that underpass. So then everyone will have to just shift up to Franklin, come around, or go down to Lusher and come around.
Okay, thank you. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes.
Mr. Chair, I move that we ratify SRF disbursement request number 20 in the amount of $17,938 to Klein Peter Consulting Group from SRF loan WW241820006 for professional services on the Oakland Project B, Oakland CSO Tank Division 1 project.
Second.
Thank you. We have a motion and a second.
So this is for all of the SRF and federal paperwork for the tank project itself, for the wage rates that he's confirming everything and doing all of that, the Davis-Bacon wages on it. And this is for basically half the project right now. Like he only invoiced us from the start of the contract until current, and then he doesn't do a monthly. This is basically a year-long invoice right there.
I have a question. Rose, you stated payment 20. The agenda says payment 1. Is it their first payment, Jason?
Well, it is their first payment, but it is the 20th disbursement from that loan.
So,
So it's reimbursement request number 20, but it's payment number 1 to Klein Peter.
Yes.
okay. All right, just making sure that's on the record since there was a discrepancy. Thank you.
Good, thanks, Nancy. All right, take a vote then. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. Motion passes.
Mr. Chair, I move that we approve the specifications and grant permission to advertise bid number 26-01-CSO 13 sewer separation.
Have a motion
Second.
and a second. Morning, Mark.
Morning, Mark Lucas, Public Works. This sewer separation project would install a little over 2,200 feet of new storm main on Beardsley between Lilly and Independence. And in the intersection of the Circle East and West and Beardsley.
Any questions or comments?
Mr. Lucas, this is part of the long-term control plan, correct?
Yes, one of the final phases of the long-term control plan.
Thank you. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes.
Mr. Chair, I move that we approve the specifications and grant permission to advertise bid number 26-08, 2026 Street Department Resurfacing Curb Ramp Project.
Second.
This would replace non-compliant curb ramps associated with the 2025 Street Department paving projects.
Anybody questions or comments? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes.
Mr. Chair, I move that we approve the documents and grant permission to request quote number 26-01 Second Street pedestrian improvements.
Second.
Have a motion and a second.
This project would furnish and install 3 bus shelters, 23 decorative stop and street signs, and install solar bollard style lights on Second Street.
Questions or comments? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Motion passes.
Actually, Mark, I have a question just to follow up on that. Just because I work on Tyler Street, is the intention to put more bus shelters at the Tyler Street end?
Yeah, so we moved those. That was a temporary fix. So we intend to install new bus shelters on the east side of the road where the bus lanes are.
Right, because I see people always having to cross the street and it's.
Yeah, that was just temporary until we could get this project completed.
Thank you. Yep.
Mr. Chair, I move that we ratify 1 water assessment, 1 driveway permit, and 1 revocable permit.
Second.
A motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes.
Mr. Chair, I move that we award each line item to the lowest responsive and responsible bidder for each item for the first 2026 utility materials, bid number 26-02, as shown on the 2026 utility materials bid tab summary.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Lowe?
Yeah, so we had 5 companies send in bids, and they were all really close. So I went through there, and we were just really happy with the returns we got for the bids.
So it came in then under your estimate?
They were all really close, so it was a really competitive bid. Therefore, we're pretty confident that they're going to be able to hold for the entire year. So that was one thing we were concerned about, was were they going to be able to honor this for the entire year? And we had quite a few people get back and say, yep, we can do that. So.
Good news. Okay, I have a motion and a second. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. Motion passes.
Martin Offsinger, Utility Network Manager.
Mr. Chair, I move that we accept and place on file the wastewater utility monthly report of operations for the month of December 2025.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Good morning.
Morning, Don Neff, Public Works. For our December 2025 wastewater MRO, we stayed well below limits. We had a daily average flow of 10 million gallons a day with a monthly flow of 310 million gallons per day. We did have one overflow at the treatment plant. That problem's been rectified and operators have been educated on that issue.
Don, I guess, yeah, just to expand on that for the public. So while we had a incident at the plant, it did not get to the river from what I saw reading the MRO, correct? It was isolated to the plant. We cleaned it up and there were no other issues.
Correct.
Very good.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. Motion passes.
Mr. Chair, I move that we approve the attached wastewater utility enforcement response plan contingent upon approval by the United States Environmental Protection Agency.
Second.
Have a motion and a second? Hey, Brian?
Good morning, Board. Brian Kress, Regulatory Compliance Manager. So what we're doing here is we are trying to align the enforcement and response plan with the recently updated wastewater utility use ordinance. We're making some changes, a minor adjustment in terms of hydrogen sulfide. We think we can give a little bit more flexibility to our industries and customers that are subject to those and still maintain safety for our personnel and our equipment. We are making some slight adjustments to the recommended fines, and we are trying to further responses to notices of violation. We want to give them a carrot rather than a stick instead. So we're looking to give them a reduction in the recommended fine if they give a substantive response to the notice of violation, because we're really looking for the industries to be the leaders in fixing their own issues, right? We have a very low mercury limit, and so with this enforcement response plan, we are trying to acknowledge that there might be some industries, some customers that are having trouble complying with those rules, not because they use mercury in their processes, but because mercury in these trace amounts can just end up in your waste stream. So we're working with them just as the state works with us on our own mercury discharge limits. And we are just reinforcing that the board can take into account extenuating or aggravating circumstances to go away from the recommended penalties.
Thank you. Anybody have any questions or comments? Seeing none, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes.
Mr. Chair, for discussion purposes, I move that we find Voyant Beauty Elkhart Home Care Plant permit number 98-01 in violation of their industrial wastewater discharge permit requirements and, in accordance with the City of Elkhart's enforcement response plan, impose a penalty in the amount of $200.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Good morning, Steve.
Good morning, Board. Steve Brown, Public Works and Utilities. We have today Voyant Beauty Elkhart Home Care. They failed to submit required phosphorus results for the month of November 2025 at their respective manholes number 2 and number 4 as required by their permit. The enforcement response plan recommends a penalty of $200.
Okay, then, all in favor of
Should we ask if they're present?
Oh, okay. Is anyone here? I'd like to discuss this from Voyant. Online, remember, if you are participating online, you do need to have your camera on so we can see and hear you. Seeing none, now we'll entertain the vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes.
Mr. Chair, for discussion purposes, I move that we find Elkhart County Regional Sewer District Heaton Lake in violation of their interlocal wastewater discharge permit requirements and assess penalties in accordance with the City of Elkhart's enforcement response plan in the amount of $200.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Does anyone from Heaton Lake District wish to speak here online or in person? Seeing none, anybody have any questions or comments?
Oh, we might want to hear. Go ahead, Steve.
Yes, just a quick summary. Elkhart County Regional Sewer District, they have a permit requirement for pH results for the second half of 2025 at both their north and south lift stations. They failed to do so as required by their permit. Enforcement response plan recommends a penalty of $200.
Okay. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes.
Mr. Chair, I move that for discussion purposes, we find Bonell Aluminum, Inc., permit number 91-01 in violation of their industrial wastewater discharge permit requirements, and in accordance with the City of Elkhort's enforcement response plan, impose a penalty in the amount of $300.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Steve?
Yes, Bonell Aluminum is required to monitor for ammonia, BOD, and phosphorus at their end of pipe monitoring location as required by their permit. They failed to do so in the month of October 2025. The recommended penalty is $300.
Thank you. Is anyone here from Bonell online that would like to comment? Or in person?
Mhm.
Good morning.
Morning.
So,
State your name and have you signed in?
yes. So, my name is Rebecca Robbins. I'm EHS for Bonell Aluminum.
Louis Bell, Plant Engineer, Maintenance Manager, Bonell Aluminum.
Okay, thanks.
So, we actually have two, and I don't know if you want me to address both of them at the same time, if that will, in the interest of time.
That'd be fine.
So, and they're the same issue, honestly. So, we want to acknowledge that we did receive the notice of violations, and they were presented to us in December. The notice covered several months of activity, and because we were not made aware of these issues in a timely manner, we were not able to address them as quickly as we would have liked to. So the parameters that were missed were the CBOD5, ammonia, and phosphorus. These were new requirements under a new permit that was issued late in October for us. They weren't part of a previous permit, and the requirements were made during that transition. They were inadvertently overlooked, and this was an honest oversight during a period of change, not a disregard for compliance. Once we were made aware of these issues, we acted quickly. We implemented a visual checklist in the lab to ensure all required parameters were reviewed before sampling. We added preventative maintenance measures in our internal system to reinforce consistency, and we met with our wastewater consultant, Scott Schutte, to go through our new permit requirements in detail so that our entire team had a clear understanding of the requirements from the city. In addition to that, we took the extraordinary measure of contacting our lab that we use outside of Bonell. We have an independent lab, Element. They also took steps to support our compliance. They uploaded our permit into their system so they can verify that the correct samples and sampling locations are being used. This gives us an additional layer of oversight. During this time, while we were doing this, we realized that we were using two different sets of verbiage. Our lab internally at the company was calling them A, B, C, and D, and externally they're referred to as end of pipe and end of process, which created a little bit more confusion. So what we've done is we've relabeled those internally to match the city's requirements of end of pipe and end of process. So in addition, we created an additional entryway for the city. The city asked us last year for our compliance to put in a new flume. We installed the new flow meter at a cost of nearly $200,000. This highlights some more of the compliance that we've done. It ensures accurate continuous monitoring. This is a major investment for our company. We made it because we want to show that we are good stewards of our environment and that we want to meet the city's expectations and operate in good faith. Anything to add?
No, I think that's it. Thank you.
Thank you.
I just have one question. So you made mention that you would have liked to know earlier about the situation. So if I understand you correctly, would that mean that you perhaps still would have had this first violation, which we're looking at right at this?
The $300 one.
Right. But then maybe the second one, which we're going to look at the next motion, might have been you might have been able to do something about that, is what you're saying? Okay.
We would have immediately addressed this.
I would love to hear, thank you so much, Steve, just for your reflection on this. Sounds like a very responsible way of approaching. I'd love to hear from your side of this, Steve. How's this relationship working out?
I appreciate Bonnell coming and showing up and expressing the reasons behind, and I do confirm that there was an oversight on our part that we should have caught this earlier, and we're working on things with staff internally to catch these types of issues earlier than later. But I do want to bring up the fact that documentation, these documents and permits and these new requirements have been submitted to the SIU Bonnell for them to address and make the corrections back in October. I'm not trying to shoot them down or anything, but I've had multiple meetings even after this notice of violation has been issued to try to steer and keep Bonnell Aluminum on the right path. So I do admit some fault internally. We could have done better, and we're working on things to be more efficient moving forward. So
Thank you.
Thank you.
Steve, I guess I have two questions. Do you know when the new permit was sent to Bonnell?
it was late October. I don't have the official date, but yeah, October.
And then, do you know, have we received their December monitoring in a timely fashion?
We did, and I had to meet with them again about the same issue, about clarifying documents and where the samples were actually collected from. So I'm still waiting on December's self-monitoring report to be resubmitted to clarify some discrepancies within. So we're working with them.
Okay, thank you.
May I speak to that December one? We actually took him that yesterday with a clarification. Because of the confusion, I went back, I sat with our lab, we clarified it, we set them all straight, and I pulled out anything that was extra that was in there so that all that he has is the current month that was necessary for December. And I submitted a letter. He didn't receive it probably because it came yesterday towards the end of his workday.
Hey, Dar.
Andy, can I jump in here? Dara Deegan, Public Works. Brian has brought to our attention that in the past, we have had some of this similar issue happen where we've updated permits and we've had just kind of through that transition, some loss and getting sampling done. And the board has shown some leniency by reducing fines in that instance. So.
Yeah, I guess for board consideration, I understand a little bit and I think Rose, you were kind of the same where I am. This fine of $300 is probably not unreasonable, but at the next item, I think we probably need to talk about that one a little bit more. So that's kind of where I am, as I understand this fine, but I think we need some more consideration probably on the next item. That's where I am.
Okay,
I'm in the same place.
so we need a motion then
We have the motion.
for the,
Yeah.
well,
You have a
Out.
motion for the first item, and then you can move on to the second one after that one's
okay.
finished.
So we have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Now we'll look at the next one, which is the $1,500 proposed dollar
Rose,
violation.
can I make a motion on this? Mr. Vice President, I would make a motion that we find Bonnell Aluminum in violation, however, of the discharge permit requirements. However, we choose not to assess penalties in accordance with our wastewater ordinance, and that the penalty amount would be $0.
I would second that.
I have a motion and a second.
And I guess, Ms. Marnoga, is that within our rights of what we just did? Okay.
So the only thought I have is my understanding is that as regards to the CBODs and the phosphorus, they were saying that there was maybe some discrepancies, but that the ammonia was a different situation. Am I incorrect about that? Maybe someone can clarify.
No, it was just all the above. Were missing, all those parameters were missing for that self-monitoring report, so.
If we had notified, would it have made a difference for them if we had notified them earlier about the ammonia as well?
Yes.
Okay.
Sure.
And I think the purpose of my motion is to put on the record that yes, there was a violation, but we're choosing not to assess a penalty. And does that make sense, Mr. Brown?
Makes sense to me.
Okay.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to assess a penalty of 0. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay, opposed, same sign. Motion passes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Chair, for discussion purposes, I move that we find Bimbo Bakeries permit number 2006-03 in violation of their industrial wastewater discharge permit for exceeding fog limits on their end of pipe monitoring location, and in accordance with the City of Elkhart's enforcement response plan, impose a penalty in the amount of $4,500.
May I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Steve?
Yes, Bimbo Bakeries exceeded the local limit of 200 milligrams per liter with their self-monitoring report for November. The 2 grab samples are the second and third violations within a 12-month rolling period. They also had exceedances above that were greater than 20%, which also were included in this recommended penalty of $4,500.
Anyone have any questions or comments, or is anybody from the bakery online or wish to comment? Seeing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. Motion passes.
I also like to just for peace of mind for the board, we are working with Bimbo Bakeries on a consent order in regard to exceedances with fog. So we hope to bring this to the board in March. So just want to let you guys know that.
Yep, thanks.
Mr. Chair, for discussion purposes, I move that we find Lippert Components, plant number 83, permit number 92-05, in violation of their industrial wastewater discharge permit for exceeding zinc at their end of process monitoring location, and in accordance with the City of Elkhart's enforcement response plan, impose a penalty in the amount of $500.
Have a motion, may I have a second?
Second.
Motion and a second.
Routine monitoring at Lippert Components, plant number 83. We sampled at their end of process and they had an exceedance for the monthly average. Whenever we have an exceedance for metals in-house that were analyzed in-house, we send it out to our contract lab for verification. The contract lab verification result was 1.83 milligrams per liter, exceeding the monthly average limit of 1.24 by 47.58%. The enforcement response plan recommends a penalty of $500.
Thank you. Is anybody from Lippert online or here and like to speak? Seeing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. Motion passes.
Mr. Chair, I move that for discussion purposes, we find McDowell Enterprises, Inc., permit number 85-01, in violation of their industrial wastewater discharge permit for exceeding zinc and nickel limits at both the end of pipe and end of process monitoring locations, and in accordance with the City of Elkhart's enforcement response plan, impose a penalty in the amount of $2,000.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Steve?
Yes, pretreatment staff conducted routine sampling in the month of December for McDowell Enterprises at their respective end of pipe and end of process monitoring locations. They had exceedances for zinc and nickel at both monitoring locations. The recommended penalty is $2,000.
Is anyone from McDowell Industries present or online like to speak to this issue? Seeing none, back to the board. Anybody have any questions or comments for Steve?
Steve, I guess my only question is, so these were samples that we collected. Do they do self-monitoring for these as well?
That's correct. They have just at their end of process monitoring location, they have a monthly requirement to monitor specific metals.
So what we found was significantly different from their self-monitoring?
That's correct.
That's concerning. Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes.
Self-monitoring.
Mr. Chair, for discussion purposes, I move that we find McDowell Enterprises, Inc. permit number 85-01 in violation of their industrial wastewater discharge permit requirements and assess penalties, and in accordance with the City of Elkhart's enforcement response plan, impose a penalty in the amount of $250.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Steve?
Dow Enterprises submitted their self-monitoring report for November, and it was 11 days past the deadline. The enforcement response plan recommends a penalty of $250.
Thank you. Anyone from McDowell wish to participate, either online or in person? Seeing none, take a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes.
Thank you, Board.
Thank you.
Mr. Chair, I would move that we approve the renewal of the legal software subscription as described on the memo provided by John Esper Corporation Counsel.
Second?
I have a motion and a second. Maggie, looks like you'd like to say something.
I would. Maggie Marnoka, Assistant City Attorney. The legal department uses Westlaw, and it's a contract every year to use the Westlaw software. That's what this is. John asked me to present it to the board. John Esper asked me to present it to the board, and we are requesting that the board approve it.
I have a question, Maggie. Is this software that is installed on computers, or is this a
You
service?
sign in.
So it's online? It's
Yes,
something that's rather than
correct.
computers.
Yes.
Is this a month-to-month agreement or is it an annual? I see a monthly fee.
It's a monthly fee, but it's an annual agreement.
Okay. Does anyone else have any questions or comments? If not, entertain a motion or I'll take a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes.
While I'm here, though, I would just like to say to the board that the enforcement response plan is just a recommendation because we want to have uniformity. And when you vary from that, it's always a good idea to get the reasons on the record like you did today. So good job.
Mr. Chair, I would move that we approve the revised lease with Council on Aging as described in the memo prepared by Rose Rivera, City Attorney.
Second.
Motion, may I have a second?
Second?
And a second. Anyone have any questions or comments? No.
I'll just make a quick kind of side statement. As we have moved the bus terminal or the bus transfer station to that location, Council on Aging has actually worked closely with MACOG to allow the bus drivers to use their facilities. So that is much appreciated from Council on Aging, allowing the bus drivers to do that.
The only thing I would say about this is that, so we already approved a proposed lease maybe at the last meeting or the one before that. This is an amended version because they were requesting 60 days instead of 30 days notice of intent to terminate their lease because they have people, I guess, that, if I understand right, are on medical processes that will need to find alternative locations when we give them that notice.
Sounds reasonable. All right, then. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. Motion passes.
Mr. Chair, I move
Could
that.
I,
Oh, go
sorry,
ahead.
could I just jump in on that? Jeff, that's what you were saying about Council on Aging letting the bus drivers use the restrooms is really welcome. That's a lovely thing that they're doing. Because in the IT department, we regularly experience people ringing the bell, wanting to come into the building, wanting to use restrooms. And it's a sort of an ongoing issue at that end of the street that there are no restrooms for anybody driving the buses, taking the buses, waiting for people. And has there been any discussion about how to address that? Because it's becoming apparent that this is an ongoing issue, and just driving everything to that end of the street is going to continue with that.
Yeah, there were a lot of the same issues when the transfer station was at the courthouse building.
Sure.
And there were a few things tried there, and I think we're working with MACOG on some other ideas as well.
Yeah.
So, the hope someday is that that could be a true transfer and transportation station with, the rail service and everything else. But I think there's some things we need to work out with Amtrak and a few other things. So, yeah, we understand, as you heard earlier today, what we've done so far is, step by step, some temporary bus shelters. Now we're going to get more permanent bus shelters, still working with restroom facilities, that sort of thing. It's the bus drivers in the past have basically had to stop on their route and run into Walmart or that sort of thing. So what the Council on Aging does is just helping the buses run a lot more efficiently.
Yeah.
So.
Well, 3 cheers for them for that. I much appreciate it. Sorry, thank you. Yep.
Thanks, Andrew.
Mr. Chair, I would move that we approve or accept the Uniform Conflict of Interest Disclosure Statement submitted by Jared Davies.
A motion
Second?
and a second. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes.
Mr. Chair, I would move that we accept the use and event and approve the use and event permit application submitted by the Elkhart Police Department for hot chocolate with the police.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Assume nobody has any problem with hot chocolate. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Guess it's time for public participation. Does anybody in the chamber or online wish to make any comment relating to anything that was not on the agenda? Seeing none, we'll close public participation. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
A motion and a second, we're adjourned.
Thank you.
Let's